Have you observed that your legs become weaker beyond the age of 60? To get up, you must push off your knees. Stair climbing is similar to weightlifting. Furthermore, you periodically lose your balance while simply crossing the living room. Most people believe that this is just part of the aging process. Here's the reality, though. In fact, it is one of the first signs of age-related muscle loss, or sarcopenia. It also happens silently, with no discomfort or edema, until you require help getting out of a chair. Here's some excellent news. It has been proved that 3 vital vitamins can restore leg strength in a matter of days. But first, I'd want to ask you a question. Where are you watching this video and what time is it now? Please share in the comments. I read each message and it makes me feel closer to you. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and turn on the bell symbol. That way, you'll never miss another health advice designed specifically for seniors like you. There is no need for intense exercise or costly therapy. Simply the right nutrients at the right time. This video discusses the 3 key vitamins that every senior needs, how deficiencies lead to weak, heavy legs, and how to combine them safely and effectively for a speedy recovery. This is not health-related rumor or hearsay. Clinical investigations, actual research, and decades of professional expertise all contribute to its validity. Stay with me until the very end. I'll also show you a vitamin routine that few people follow, but it's quite effective. After the age of 60, your body changes gradually yet noticeably. Your bones begin to break more easily. Your blood flow slows. Furthermore, your muscles tend to weaken, particularly those in your legs. Most people are unaware that the legs are generally the first to feel weakness, making even simple movements like standing or walking difficult. Even if they eat normally and feel great, people over 60 lose 1 to 3% of their muscle mass each year, according to the American Geriatric Society. This suggests that you may not be aware of losing up to 15% of your leg strength in just 5 years. So why does this happen? There are 3 main causes. Vitamin deficiencies are the primary cause. Our bowels absorb nutrients less efficiently as we age, and our stomachs produce less acid. This results in low levels of vitamin D, B12, and bone, all of which are required for nerve transmission and muscular contraction. The second explanation is due to poor blood circulation. When you have sluggish circulation, your legs receive fewer oxygen and nutrients. What's the outcome? Early fatigue, frequent cramps, and heavy, tired legs. The third factor is decreased physical exercise. Leg muscles weaken and shrink with time when the elderly move less or avoid stairs. Furthermore, muscles cannot properly repair without proper nourishment, even with regular exercise. The good news is that resupplying these 3 lacking vitamins will help you regain leg strength in just a few days. Now let's look at each vitamin in depth and see how it works, starting with the one that most senior people don't consume. Vitamin D3 acts as a reset button for leg strength. Vitamin D3 isn't just another vitamin. Did you know that? It reactivates your whole neurological, skeletal, and muscular systems, acting much like a master switch. This is where the problem rests. Your body's ability to generate this vital nutrient decreases considerably after the age of 60. Your skin becomes thinner. Spending less time in the sun slows down your liver, kidneys, and vitamin D conversion. Your body then begins to shut down essential systems. Your muscles weaken. Your legs are heavy. You move slowly. Most concerningly, you begin to lose your equilibrium since you are quietly lacking in vitamin D3, which is a key necessity. Why is vitamin D3 so important? Calcium absorption is increased by vitamin D3, which is required for healthy bones. However, this is merely the beginning. Furthermore, it ensures that your muscle fibers contract properly, allows the smooth passage of information by your neurons, and, most importantly, prevents muscle atrophy, which occurs gradually as we age. When you don't get enough D3, your body becomes unreliable and weak, like the luggage on an old machine. How can you tell if you're lacking in vitamin D3? Symptoms include leg weakness, especially when climbing stairs, weariness from standing or walking, leg cramps at night, difficulty turning or stepping quickly, and acute pain in your hips, knees, or heels. Some people may suffer mild anxiousness, irritability, and difficulties falling asleep at night. These modest symptoms are early signs of vitamin D3 deficiency, yet they are commonly misdiagnosed as aging. What's the scientific consensus? Researchers from the University of Birmingham in the United Kingdom studied individuals over the age of 65. After just 5 days of taking 800 IU of vitamin D3, participants' leg strength rose by an average of 19%. Another Chinese study found that seniors who took a D3 supplement but did little exercise improved their leg power and balance significantly in just a few weeks. Furthermore, researchers at Harvard's Geriatric Research Center discovered that elderly people with low vitamin D3 levels were 40% more likely to fall or be hospitalized than those with normal D3 levels. It is an obvious message. Vitamin D3 protects your independence as well as your bone structure. How does it operate? When your D3 levels return to normal, your body absorbs calcium more efficiently, promotes muscle fiber formation, improves muscle contraction and response time, reduces latent inflammation in muscle tissue, and allows for painless, smoother movement. Simply put, vitamin D3 activates your joints and muscles anew. What is the suggested dose? Experts recommend 800 to 1.0 international units per day for healthy adults over the age of 60, and 1,500 to 2,000 IU per day for people who have a history of falls or show apparent signs of frailty. To ensure best absorption, take vitamin D3 under medical supervision in the morning or early afternoon, and always after a meal containing healthy fats such as salmon, eggs, or olive oil. D3 should never be used just before bedtime because it can cause sleep difficulties. Is food enough for you? Regrettably, not without effort. Let's look at the figures. A 100-grain meal of fish contains approximately 500 IU. A single egg provides only 40 IU. Each glass of fortified milk contains around 100 IU. It would be impractical for most seniors to consume fatty fish, eggs, and milk every day in order to get 1.0 international units just through food. As a result, taking vitamin D3 supplements is frequently required. Who should immediately consider using supplements? If you are over 60, vitamin D3 should be your top focus. Spend little time outside, are unsteady or have fallen before, have osteoporosis or joint pain, or have a plant-based diet low in dairy and fish. A few critical warnings. Although D3 is normally innocuous, long-term consumption might cause problems. Long-term use of more than 4 IU per day may result in headaches, constipation, or nausea, kidney stones due to high calcium levels, or irregular heartbeats in sensitive people. This is the critical element. Use the proper dosage at the proper time, and check your levels on a regular basis. Vitamin D3 is essential for helping elderly people regain leg strength. This switch reactivates your muscle systems, which have gradually slowed over time. If taken appropriately, you will see a difference in a few days, including stronger legs, lighter steps, and improved self-assurance in every action. Vitamin B12 restores balance, nerve health, and leg confidence. Let's talk about vitamin B12, which is one of the most vital, yet often overlooked, vitamins for those over 60. B12, as you may know, is a vitamin that promotes memory and energy. However, many people are ignorant of this. B12 is required for communication between the brain and muscles, notably the legs. It promotes healthy nerves, coordinated actions, and rapid reflexes. When your B12 levels fall, the communication between your brain and muscles gets fuzzy, and the first symptoms usually show in your lower body. What happens if your B12 level is low? If your B12 levels are low, you may experience symptoms such as burning, tingling, or numbness in your feet, weakness in your legs, especially when standing or walking. The sensation that your legs are not listening or asleep, difficulty balancing, even on level ground, feeling unsteady, or the need for assistance when walking. Additionally, some people experience mood changes, mild depression, forgetfulness, and brain fog. These symptoms usually arise gradually. A lot of seniors believe they are merely getting older. However, these are the hallmark symptoms of a B12 deficiency. Why is deficit more prevalent in seniors? There are two main causes. 1. Inadequate absorption. Our stomachs produce less acid as we age, especially if we take medications that reduce stomach acid, such as ranitidine or omeprazole. It is more difficult to obtain B12 from food in this low-acid environment. 2. A restricted diet. Meat, fish, eggs, and dairy products are almost the sole sources of vitamin B12. You are more vulnerable if you eat less meat or follow a plant-based diet. Despite eating a nutritious diet, your body may not absorb enough. This explains why B12 deficiency is so common in adults over 60. What's the scientific consensus? Numerous studies have shown that deficient B12 levels have an impact on elderly people's mobility. According to a study conducted at Oxford University in the United Kingdom, seniors 65 and older with low B12 levels walked slower, had poor balance, and were more than twice as likely to fall in the future year as those with normal levels. In a randomized clinical experiment published in the Journal of Gerontology, seniors were administered 1 to 0 mg of vitamin B12 each day for 8 weeks. Following supplementation, participants reported less numbness and instability, increased lower body strength, and faster reaction times. B12 not only improves your mental clarity, but it also maintains your body balanced and under control. How vitamin B12 works in the body. Vitamin B12 stimulates the building of the protective sheath that covers your neurons, which allows for red blood cell production, increased oxygen delivery to muscular tissues, energy metabolism, and speedy, precise signals from the brain to muscles. Thus, muscles get the energy they need to perform. When you have a B12 deficiency, your nerves fail, your muscles misunderstand orders, and your legs feel disconnected. B12 deficiency is most likely to harm who? People over the age of 60 are more likely to have low levels of vitamin B12. Regularly use antacids or acid blockers. Follow a low-meat or vegetarian diet. Take metformin if you have diabetes. Have digestive issues such as gastritis or IBS. Regularly consume alcohol, or have had weight loss or gastrointestinal surgery. If you fit this description, it's worth getting a fast blood test to check your B12 levels. Indices that are often missed. Some people may not experience the normal tingling or numbness. Instead, they act awkwardly or drop stuff. Slight headaches, exhaustion that does not subside with rest. Their feet are feeling irregular aches and humming. All of these are warning indications that your body is trying to communicate. Furthermore, acting sooner allows for a faster recovery. What is the appropriate B12 dosage? For people over the age of 60, taking 500 to 1.0 nanomolar of methylcobalamin per day is both safe and effective. Methylcobalamin. Why? It is the active form of vitamin B12, so your body can use it right away without converting it. Seniors will profit most from this, as conversion rates decline with age. It is available in a variety of forms, including chewables, sprays, sublingual pills, and dissolves under the tongue. Coffee and tea can interfere with absorption. Thus, it is recommended to consume them in the morning or with lunch. Can eating alone provide you with enough? Yes, on principle. In actuality, it is improbable. This is the quantity of B12 present in normal diets. 3 ounces of beef liver has around 70 milligrams. 3 ounces of salmon has around 4.5 milligrams. 1 large egg, only 0.5 milligrams. 1 cup of milk has around 1 milligram. To meet your needs, you would need to eat a lot of fish, dairy products, or liver every day. Supplements are a more feasible option for the vast majority of seniors. Is it secure? B12 is soluble in water. This means that any excess has been drained out of your body. Please let me know where you're coming from today before we start. Please feel free to ask any questions and leave a remark below. Remember to subscribe and activate notifications so you don't miss any of Senior Health. Even at high doses, it is extremely safe. In healthy adults, there is no known deadly dosage of B12. However, if you are using blood thinners or have chronic kidney problems, consult your doctor. Otherwise, for the majority of people, B12 pills are one of the safest and most effective ways to boost energy, improve nerve function, and regain control of their legs. True stories, real effects. Many older people report feeling more stable when walking, regaining sensation in their feet, standing up more confidently, and even sleeping better once their nerve symptoms have subsided. Vitamin B12 is a vitamin that promotes both mobility and cognitive function. It restores the link between your body and brain, so your legs feel stronger, your muscles react faster, and your confidence returns when those lines are clear. If you've been having strange sensations, limb weakness, or balance issues, don't ignore it. Examine your B12 levels and give your nerves what they've been waiting for. Vitamin bone, the secret of anti-fatigue and muscle vitality. You're probably aware of how vitamin D3 promotes muscle growth and how vitamin B12 improves nerve-to-leg transmission. However, there is one additional piece to the puzzle: thiamine, sometimes known as vitamin bone. Vitamin bone offers the electricity, or genuine energy, that your muscles need to move. If D3 flicks on the lights and B12 connects the dots, your muscles just cannot function without it. Without bone, your body runs out of fuel, even if your bones are strong and your nerves are sharp. Vitamin bone. What is it and why is it so important? Vitamin bone, often known as thiamine, is necessary for energy metabolism. This suggests that it aids in the conversion of food, particularly carbohydrates, into ATP, which is usable energy. Every movement, breath, and muscle contraction is fueled by ATP. Furthermore, since your legs are the largest muscles in your body, they require a consistent supply. When you have low bone density, your muscles feel heavy, fatigue quickly, and recover slowly after any action. Symptoms of a potential vitamin bone deficiency? Many people over the age of 60 report experiencing these early warning symptoms. Even with minimal exertion, legs feel weak or fatigued. Muscle cramps, especially in the feet and calves. A dragging, heavy sensation when moving. Dyspnea while ascending the stairs. Occasionally feeling dizzy or weary after getting up. Mental weariness can also affect some persons. Lack of appetite. A general lack of motivation to move. These are typical signs of decreased muscle metabolism. Bone frequently plays a crucial function. What causes bone insufficiency among the elderly? There are several causes. One is a decline in absorption. Our digestive system's ability to absorb thiamine from food decreases with age. The second step is to take drugs. Diuretics, which are commonly used to treat heart problems or high blood pressure, cause bone to be flushed out through urine. Antibiotics and metformin may have an effect on bone levels. Drinking alcohol. Even little amounts of common alcohol, such as wine or beer, can impair senior bone absorption. A terrible diet, bone is removed from many processed foods. Furthermore, ingesting fewer whole grains or legumes may result in an insufficient consumption. What is the research conclusion? Tokyo University study. 2021. More than 30% of the 300 elderly individuals in the study had low bone density. Furthermore, these people had significantly lower leg strength, moved more slowly, and frequently complained of muscle fatigue. Most reported a considerable gain in energy, walking distance, and stair climbing after taking bone supplements. Research. Neurological Science Journal. Patients who experienced persistent leg weariness were given 100 milligrams of thiamine per day. 82% reported increased endurance after 7 days. 68% experienced less heaviness and leg pain. There were no unwanted effects. How does bone support your legs? Vitamin bone powers your body's Krebs cycle, which is its major energy-producing mechanism. This allows your muscle cells to produce more ATP, recover from actions more quickly, and maintain strength and tone throughout the day. Furthermore, bone aids in the transmission of nerve signals, notably in the peripheral nerves that control your legs and feet. It's like trying to drive a car without gasoline when you don't have a bone. Nothing moves, yet everything works. What is the required amount of bone? The recommended dose for men is 1.2 milligrams per day, while women should take 1.1 meter. However, much higher doses are routinely used to provide therapeutic effect in elderly people who have symptoms. Doctors frequently prescribe seniors with neurological difficulties, fatigue, or leg weakness to take 50 to 100 milligrams each day. What is the good news? Bone dissolves in water, thus excess can be safely removed by urine. When is the ideal time to take it? Consume bone in the morning to help boost your energy levels throughout the day. It should always be consumed with meals, particularly one containing healthy fats or protein. Avoid taking it with alcohol, coffee, or black tea. These may prevent absorption. Can bones be obtained by diet? Yes, but you need to be deliberate. Bone-rich foods include whole grains like brown rice and oats, legumes like beans and lentils, sunflower seeds, and organ and pig meat. The majority of seniors, however, do not consume enough of these foods on a daily basis, and certain conditions or medications inhibit absorption. If you're unsure or have recently experienced unusual exhaustion, using a supplement may be a better alternative. Who should think about taking bone supplements? If you have type 2 diabetes, have your bone levels tested or simply restored with a safe daily dose. Drink alcohol often and take diuretics, metformin, or acid-blocking medications. Experience leg fatigue even after modest exercise, or have unexplained weight loss or appetite reduction. Is it secure? Indeed. Even at high doses, thiamine A is considered one of the safest vitamins for seniors. However, if you are on medication or have liver or renal problems, consult your doctor before starting a high-dose bone supplement. Actual outcomes. Many seniors report feeling more energy after only 3 or 5 days of taking bone. It feels lighter on the legs, walking is easier, climbing stairs is less exhausting, and the desire to be active and move returns naturally. Adding fuel to an engine that has been sputtering for years is similar. Finally, vitamin bone may not be a showstopper. It receives less attention than D3 and B12. However, it can be the critical component that makes all the difference for older people who are feeling fatigue, muscle aches, or leg heaviness. It is the source of energy for your muscles. Your drive has been restored. It also offers you the strength, purpose, and ease to go through the day. If you feel fatigued, burdened down, or detached from your body, don't disregard bone. Even the most basic nutrition can have a significant influence. How can these 3 vitamins be mixed to achieve the best results? Now that you understand how vitamin D3, vitamin B12, and bone improve your muscles, the next question is how to mix these nutrients for maximum benefit. Timing and simplicity are critical to the answer. Let's begin by explaining when to take each vitamin. The best time to take vitamin D3 is in the morning, right after breakfast, especially if it contains a nutritious, fat-rich meal like yogurt, eggs, or a little bit of avocado. Why? D3 is fat-soluble, and hence requires fat for efficient absorption. Vitamin B12 is most effective in the early afternoon around lunchtime. B12 improves attentiveness, thus taking it too late may induce sleep difficulties. Avoid taking it with tea or coffee. These beverages may reduce absorption. Your morning fuel is vitamin bone. Consume it with your first meal of the day, preferably a nutritious breakfast containing whole grains and protein. It will help you maintain your energy levels throughout the day and possibly improve your focus. Here's a simple, everyday drawing. Breakfast consisted of a small bowl of Greek yogurt, a boiled egg, 1 vitamin D3 capsule, and 1 vitamin bone tablet. Lunch includes steamed vegetables, grilled fish or tofu, and 1 vitamin B12 tablet or lozenge. This arrangement ensures that your body obtains the necessary nutrients at the right moment. What about taking a multivitamin? If you are currently taking a multivitamin, carefully read the label. Because many senior formulas underdose these essential nutrients, be sure it contains adequate amounts of B12 and D3. Keep in mind that certain multivitamins contain both water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins. As a result, it is still recommended to consume them with meals, preferably around lunch or in the morning, and never on an empty stomach. Finally, it is not always preferable to have more. Always check your doctor or pharmacist before taking any prescription, especially if you have a chronic ailment. When taken as suggested, these 3 vitamins work together to restore strength, balance, and vigor to your legs and life. When utilizing vitamins, it is important to exercise caution and safety. Vitamins, like any other tool, are excellent at restoring health and vigor, but they must be used correctly. Here are some important safety considerations to take when going to the drugstore, especially if you're over 60. First, avoid increasing the dosage by yourself. It is not true that more is always better, simply because something is natural. You will not see faster results if you take twice or 3 times the recommended dosage. In fact, it may be detrimental. For example, vitamin D3 is fat-soluble. Over time, consuming too much calcium, 4.0 IU or more per day, without monitoring, might cause your calcium levels to rise too high. This can cause kidney stones, constipation, nausea, and disorientation. Second, exercise caution if you have kidney or liver problems. These organs are responsible for breaking down and removing excess vitamins from your body. Even typical dosages can accumulate and have negative consequences if they are not functioning properly. As a result, before taking any supplements, particularly fat-soluble ones like D3, visit your doctor. If you have been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, fatty liver, or any significant condition. Third, it is easy to overlook certain negative effects of vitamins. For example, consuming significant levels of vitamin B for months at a time may cause tingling or numbness in your fingers and toes. Although it is infrequent, unmonitored abuse is more likely to produce it. Too much vitamin D3 can cause headaches, muscle cramps, and a loss of appetite long before more serious problems arise. Always keep an eye out for subtle changes in your mood, especially if they occur after taking a new vitamin. Finally, get your blood levels measured. If you take D3 or B12 on a regular basis, it's a good idea to get a simple blood test done every 6 to 12 months. This ensures that you're not accidentally taking too much or too few supplements, and that you're within the safe and effective range. Finally, taking vitamins can significantly improve your quality of life. The key is to be wise, knowledgeable, and cautious, particularly as we age. When taken as suggested, these 3 simple nutrients can significantly improve your strength, mobility, and independence. Let's take a second to review. It's not age, it's not your imagination, and most importantly, it's not irreversible if your legs have been feeling shaky, heavy, or weak recently. We've seen how vitamin B12 promotes nerve function and balance, vitamin D3 strengthens bones and muscles, and vitamin B12 restores energy and stamina. These 3 fundamental vitamins combine to form a powerful trio that can help you restore your strength, confidence, and range of motion. Here's the secret, though. You must take the first move, whether it is to check your blood levels, take a morning supplement, or consult with your doctor. Waiting is never better than taking action. I'd love to hear from you right away. Has anyone tried any of these vitamins before? Have you noticed a change in your overall energy, strength, or balance? We get stronger together as we learn from one another, so please share your experience in the comments area. Thank you for watching. Take care of your body, fuel your legs, and keep going, one powerful stride at a time. If you want to continue walking this journey with me, exploring health, healing, and deeper living in your golden years, make sure to subscribe and touch the bell button. Every week, I'll be right here with you, telling everyone that we're still alive